Have you ever wondered why the Call of Duty fans hate the future games so much? Well, I'm going to explain all that in today's video, so stay tuned.
Tiny fractures.
What's up guys, Velocity, and today I want to talk about why the Call of Duty fans hate the future setting so much, and why the Call of Duty developers love the future setting so much. Now I've got a few points in this video that I'm going to be talking about that are going to really explain why Call of Duty fans hate the future so much. Most of the reason I believe is that a lot of people want to stay grounded in some sort of reality. And so I'm going to expound upon that information right now. With Call of Duty games that range into the future, it's really easy to create your own story. There's no facts that you have to deal with. All it is just say somewhere in the dystopian future something happened, a nuke went off, all of a sudden civilization has changed completely. It's really easy to have creative freedom, which is why the developers love going into the future so much. On the other hand, for the player it feels a little bit disconnected. You can't see yourself in the boots of someone in that kind of time period or those kind of situations. There's no history or grounded storyline. So your storyline can go wherever, whenever, and however it wants to. Theoretically, you don't have to know anything about the world. We've seen this proven in Infinite Warfare. You can have robot dogs and you can have robots instead of people. And how much fun is that? You don't get to actually identify with your character. You don't get to see yourself as a human fighting in a battle over Earth. As compared to something like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 or even Call of Duty 4 or World at War, where you can see yourself in the boots of the soldier. It loses all kind of connectivity with the game, which is what Call of Duty was made for. It was made to be a fun arcade type game that you could kind of see yourself fit in somewhere. Another reason that people don't like the future settings is because that's one of the main problems when we talk about completely crazy guns and equipment, when we talk about ridiculous guns, ridiculous equipment. It's part of that free roaming creativity that the developers get to use, but it ends up being a little bit too wild. In games like Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, they had to stick to guns that were available in the modern time. In games like World at War, they had to be able to use weapons that were historically accurate during that time period. Most games up until recently would not have any guns that were past their time period. World at War did not have an M16 in it. World at War did not have a FAMAS in it. World at War did not have a SPAS 12 in it. It had guns that were actually relevant to the time period. Now recently we've seen games like Advanced Warfare where all of a sudden in a world where you can use ASM-1s and BAL-27s and these futuristic laser rifles, people are using blunderbuss guns? Like what? I don't understand that personally. I like to be connected to my game, and I feel like a lot of the Call of Duty community agrees, which is why there's been such a call to go back to the past. Obviously jetpacks are a big deal with that. You can't have jetpacks in the past or jetpacks in the current time, and that's one of the another reasons why the developers loved it so much, is because it allowed them to completely customize their game. If you want to have jetpacks, sure, you can have jetpacks. If you want to have robots that could do things that humans can't and can jump way higher than humans can, well, that's fine. But that's where they lose the players, especially the players that have been around for so long that got used to and loved the Call of Duty of old with World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty 4, and all those games. I think the future plays a big part to why the Call of Duty fans are really discontent with the game right now, but it's also the kind of creative out there ideas that the Call of Duty developers bring in. Sure, they're trying to make it creative. Sure, they're trying to lessen the repetition of the game, but at some point you have to remember why the game is good and why everyone loved it as much as they did. In an effort to make themselves a little bit more creative and less repetitive, they ended up losing the fundamental aspects of the game that everyone loved. Hopefully with Call of Duty 2017, we're going to go back to that original foundation, and hopefully the Call of Duty developers can really grasp the idea of Call of Duty. Sledgehammer can really grab what everyone loved about Call of Duty in the past that drew so many players in, and hopefully they can get rid of some of the extra stuff like the insane equipment and the crazy things that are going to go on. Now, like Activision said, this game will be boots on the ground in 2017, but we don't know if that means it'll be in the future. I mean, as we saw with Black Ops 2, Black Ops 2 is a fantastically received game. It was in 2025, so it was in somewhat near future, and it was also boots on the ground, but it was still in the future. So it proves that future games are not necessarily the entirety of the problem, but more about what you put in the future games. There were no black hole grenades in Black Ops 2 like there are in Infinite Warfare, and as we know, Infinite Warfare has received a brunt of the hate from the Call of Duty franchise. Those are some of the main reasons why I believe that future Call of Duty is severely disliked in the Call of Duty franchise and within the Call of Duty fan base. Now as for Call of Duty 2017, who knows what will be coming? All we know is that it will be boots on the ground, but other than that, it's really anybody's guess. Let me know why you think people despise the future setting so much. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of that, and let me know where you think Call of Duty 2017 will go in the future. If you didn't see my last video, that discusses it right here on screen, and I appreciate you guys watching. My name is Velocity, and I'm signing out. Peace.